Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the beginning of October. So we're going for like the October 1st through the 6th. It's really the end of the week where a lot of stuff is going on. So much so that I did a separate video regarding the astrology going on at the beginning of October. If you guys want to check that out separately, there's just too much for me to be able to involve everything that I would like to say about the astrology for the beginning of October. I mean, October is truly setting us up for 2022. So that's kind of big. And it would be impossible for me to do that in every single individual tarot reading. I'd be here all day. So I did that separate video if you want to check that out. I am going to be working in whatever relevant astrology I feel like into your reading, obviously, as I always do. Let's start off with the Celtic cross spread. And we'll connect this to all the different areas of life, our Pisces friends. So you guys have this new moon in Libra happening in your 8th house. There's a lot of energy. It's all about the 8th house, Pisces. A lot of 8th house. So what is the 8th house? It's a lot. It's, on the one hand, it's a money house. On the other hand, it's a relationship house. As far as it being a money house, the 8th house rules the stock market. It rules investments that you make with other people. It has to do with inheritance, insurance payouts, your partner's money. Anything money coming to you from another source other than from work that you actually do. So any kind of investment, anything like that. But it also is a relationship house in that it's where you show up as a we in relationship, right? Meaning the 2nd house is the money that you make. The 8th house is the money your partner makes. How do you guys blend that? The 2nd house is what matters to you. The 8th house is what matters to your partner. How do you guys blend that? How do you blend intimacy and communication? How do you blend all of those things together? That's very, very 8th house stuff. So it has to do with merging, intimacy, sex, finances, inheritance, taxes, loans, assets, property, any kind of joint venture, as I mentioned. So it's kind of big, right? It's a very cyclical house. So you have Libra hanging out in there. You have this new moon hanging out in there at around 14 degrees, but you also have the sun, the moon, and Mercury. So a couple of things that are worth noting here. First of all, this new moon is going to be very close to the sun, close enough to the sun, right? It's like a degree apart. So the moon is going to be what we call combust. And what that means is, because you would think, oh, well, if it's like right on top of the sun or it's right near it, it would be, you know, if it's right next to it, wouldn't it be really strengthened? No, that would be what's called a cazimi, which we're going to have with Mars. When there's an energy that's within a very close degree to the sun, it's what we call combust. And the sun can actually create a weakening element to it when it's within a very close proximity. And so because the moon represents our emotions, because the moon also represents, for example, in relationships where we can feel confused, where we can feel disappointed, where we can feel let down, having to do with a career money situation, the moon can bring us to feeling like, was this even worth it? Am I doing the right thing? Is this bringing me the stability that I want? You know, it highlights energy where we feel rather disillusioned in our life, right? But because it's going to be so close to the sun, that's going to be dampened, that's going to be tempered. Our emotional memory to things that were disappointing, having to do with anything regarding cycles, is going to sort of have the edge taken off, which is kind of good, right? And then not at the same time, but sort of within, I'm just giving you all the energies within the week, because I feel like we're going to be feeling all of this energy throughout the week. We have Mars's cazimi. That just means that Mars is sitting like literally right on top of the sun, like the Mars and the sun are like this. So Mars is fire, sun is fire, right? What is Mars? Mars is about assertion, about drive, what drives you, your desires, your aggressive desire to want to bring those things that you want in your life to the forefront, right? So you're going to be feeling, and it's also very much an I am. It's like a mighty I am present kind of energy, because it rules Aries, and it's very like, very fighter energy about bringing yourself onto the right path. So if you're involved in anything that's questioning your ability to feel very fair, like where there's fairness, or that you're being heard, if you're in a situation where you're not being heard and you feel like something's unfair, it's just going to take everything in your power to not blurt something out, right? Especially because Mercury is retrograde. So our tendency can be to not run things through our filter before we say something when Mercury is retrograde. We have to be very mindful of doing that, right? Especially if it has anything to do with an inheritance, an insurance payout, anything within relationship, anything like that, Pisces, okay? Now, on top of that, again, we do have Mercury retrograde in there, and it's sitting in a very sort of interesting position because there's a lot of other stuff going on. It is going to be squaring Pluto at 24 degrees, but this is the thing. Pluto's going to be going direct, finally, about 7 hours after this new moon. So what is that? Pluto is all about transformation. Nothing stays the same around Pluto, right? Its job in our chart is to always clear out the old to make way for the new. And you have this happening in your 11th house of salary, of goals, gains, 5-year plan, 10-year plan. 11th house is also the house of your friends. So wherever you've been feeling this holding back, feeling like, yes, things are changing. I feel the change. I feel the transformation about where my life is going, but you haven't been able to really fully pull the trigger yet. Pluto, once it stations direct, is going to lighten that up. Not right away, though. Keep in mind that whenever a planet, any energy, turns direct, that energy is very, very heightened for several days around it. Okay, so just understand you're going to be feeling a lot of heightened energy regarding your friends, regarding people that you work with, regarding where you see your life going, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, maybe even situations having to do with the money that's coming to you, right? Because that 11th house does have to do with salary, that you're being paid for something. So if, say, if you have an investment, or if you're leasing something or renting something, there might be some sort of tension regarding the money coming to you, right? It could roll out several different ways, and that's just one of them. Now, 4 days after that, even though it's past, it's the 10th, it won't be the 7th, but it's worth mentioning the fact that Saturn is going to be finally going direct, right? Now, for you, I think this is very important emotionally, because you've had Saturn retrograde in your 12th house, which is your home, right? But that 12th house is, where are you limiting yourself, right? A lot of challenges in the subconscious mind, a lot of trouble dealing with processing things, figuring out where do your dreams even live in your life? How are you supposed to access them? It's almost like a lot of Pisces may have been even feeling like you can establish in your mind's eye a dream, and then it's like you go for the dream, and it's almost like, nope, can't do that. Nope, can't do that. Nope, not yet. Nope, not yet. Very frustrating, very, very frustrating energy. So I like this for you, that Saturn is going to be going direct, even though it is about responsibilities and boundaries and structure. At least there could be a movement forward with, as long as you're putting the work in there and you're thinking clearly, and as your life is rolling out. So I really think that can end up being a good thing. And actually quite profound. I'm understating it because I'm going to save that for next week's video as far as that goes, right? All right, let's get into these. So we have the Page of Cups coming into this energy. Very nice. Page of Cups is new, right? This indicates a new cycle, having anything to do with an emotional aspect of your life. So this could have to do with maybe you met a new relationship, somebody to have a new relationship with. Some sort of new money opportunity is rolling out. Something new within your family. Something just really fun. So something, maybe the opportunity to travel, or a new beginning somewhere. Maybe you're looking into getting a new home or something like that. But it's something that's speaking to your heart space, right? Which is really nice. So, and this was in the recent past. Where are you now? You're in the Knight of Pentacles energy now. So this is very interesting. The Knight of Pentacles, like, you are very focused on increasing your prosperity and financial growth for many of you, good investments for many of you. For others of you, this also indicates an increase in partnership and in connection coming to you. But this is the thing. You're going to have to work very hard and very differently. Hard sounds like a challenge, but it's not. More, you're going to have to put a lot more work into something, into a relationship, into a job opportunity, something like that, in order for it to be stable and secure, right? This is you being very, very smart with your investments of time, energy, and passion. But it's a call to be very consistent as well. So that's for a lot of you. For others of you, you may be in this space where you're dealing with a situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, some sort of situation that by everybody's eyes is great. That person is great that you're in the relationship with. That job is great. Everything's great. Except to you, you feel like something's missing. And you might not even fully be able to put your finger on it, but you might be able to, but you might not be able to. Either way, you're going to feel this sense, many of you, right? If you're not resonating with the other interpretation, you may feel like somebody that you're involved with is is not very interesting enough, or they're a bit boring, or they don't like to do the same things as you. They're not fun in the same ways that you are fun, okay? Or that job, yeah, I mean, it's good, right? It's paying your bills, it's good, it's okay, but you're very underwhelmed being in there. Now, depending on where you're at and what else is aspecting your chart, this might be totally fine for you. It depends on where you're at. But a lot of you are going to be in this space where, I don't know if this relationship is good enough to keep me interested in the long term. I don't know if this job is really interesting and fulfilling enough for me to want to do this for the rest of my life, right? Really being in that kind of space. But what is your challenge is the Star. So now for some of you, if that relationship isn't working out, some of you may be because you genuinely believe that you belong with somebody else, that you belong with another energy that maybe you're no longer with, or you're still reflecting on somebody from your past, and it can create this sort of energetic block. So for some of you, the reason why you're not happy with this person could be because you're doing unconscious comparison. Don't beat yourself up if you're resonating with it like that. That's for some of you. For others of you, it could be that you're very ready with bells and whistles on to advance yourself, increase your prosperity and all of that. But it's like something that you're doing, you're putting all this work in, and you're not feeling like it's paying off at the rate that you would like it. You know, and maybe you're like, you might feel guided to start something new. Maybe you want to move, or you want to start a new business, or you want to do something different, but you don't have what you need in the moment. There's some sort of imbalance. Maybe the money's not there. Maybe you don't have partners that you can count on. You don't have the support that you need in order to bring all of those things to the forefront, you know? And also, some of you may be single and just really sick and tired of being single, but you can't find anybody worth your time. I know that sounds very harsh, but it's like there are a lot of good people out there, right? I like to think most people are good, right? I mean, we all have shadow manifestations, but it's like you're not meeting anybody that you sync with, right, in the right way. Okay, so we have the basis of the situation here for the beginning of October is the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a Venus and Aries energy. This is about freedom and creativity and having your mind set on a strong foundation, having a very celebratory energy about you. You want to feel that, right? You're very ready to throw out your talents there, right, to somebody or a situation that's going to appreciate you. Some of you may be in this space is the basis of opening yourself up to a new partner. You know, really expressing your love, they're expressing their love to you, whatever it is. But really trying very hard to sort of get a relationship off the ground. You know, just going back, like you might feel like something is a little off, a little missing now. For others of you, though, this is really great for like creativity and being appreciated at work. Right? Really nice energy there. Because Venus is a money energy as well. And in Aries is that leadership energy. So this could be you focusing on getting compensation for something that you're putting out there. Yeah, beautiful. And then we have the Empress energy as the current situation. So you're very Empress energy right now. You're all about growth, Pisces. And whatever that means to you. So for some of you, your thoughts may be on getting married, you know. I mean, the Four of Wands can be a marriage card, well, not a marriage card, but a honeymoon card. Three of Wands is the marriage card, or Ten of Pentacles. But the Four of Wands can indicate like a honeymoon energy, and the Empress energy is growing. So we grow, right? When we get married, we grow our life. We go from one to then we're like expanding our life. We're expanding our family when we marry other people. We're expanding our friend circle. We're expanding all of those things. Or this can literally mean, because Empress is the mother of the tarot, getting pregnant, thinking about if it has nothing to do with relationship, it could certainly just have to do with growing your money, going on vacation, or just doing a lot of really beautiful work on yourself. Because remember, Empress is Venus, and Venus is one of the energies that we tap into regarding our self-esteem, right? It's like Venus rules Taurus, or that second house energy, right? It's like, how do we feel about ourselves? So a lot of you may be in the space of being very passionate about taking care of yourself, getting your ducks in a row, really taking care of your health, doing very different things regarding your health, particularly because we have Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius is in your 12th house opposite the 6th house of health, which is where Leo is sitting for you right now. So it's you taking actual great enjoyment in taking care of yourself, taking enjoyment in doing something creative in your day-to-day experience, and just being very focused on growth. Very nice. So what does Spirit want you to look at as the recommended approach is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, this is, obviously it's an earth energy, but this is a very auspicious energy for every area of your life, to be honest with you. But what is the seed of it all is happiness and contentment. And I know that sounds very general, so in a very subjective way, what does happiness and contentment mean to you? Because the energy is available for you to get that, right? This could indicate money coming to you quickly, or you're at least shown how to achieve what it is that you want. A relationship, being availed to you, you might not recognize it initially, right? You want to make sure you're keeping your spidey senses on. This is very good luck energy, though. It's very good luck. So just stay very open, stay very aware. Now, an energy that's external to you that you're dealing with is a Strength card, right? And the Strength is Leo. So what does this mean? So this, first of all, an energy of creativity. This can have to do with romance. This could have to do with children. But it's also about strength through adversity. So like if your relationship, let's say, has been tested, things will soon improve, but there's a need for balance. There's a need for balance. And you want to make sure that you recognize the need for balance, because this is the kind of energy when we're dealing with the Strength card where physical attraction can end up getting in the way of you guys having the conversations that you should be having. If you're in a relationship, though, and you're going to end up having a conversation that can go sideways really quickly, you're probably better off being intimate instead of having that conversation just for the first couple of weeks of October. I'm just saying. Because the energy, when Mars is Cazimi, it's very, very heightened, right? And it's very like, listen to me, this is what I want, And again, you're not the only one that's going to be feeling it. Whoever you're dealing with is going to be feeling it in some part of their chart as well. So, but I digress, right? There is this need for balance, right? So that's how it can play out if it has to do with relationship. But if it has to do with career or money, you might be identifying that there's some sort of tension because of somebody's ego, but nothing that can't be dealt with. Just a little bit of empathy needs to be exercised. That's it. It just seems like somebody with very strong opinions they need a little bit of help. I always say calm it down their ego so that their minds can open up, So you may be needing to deal with that, or they may feel like they need to do that with you, Pisces. Very interesting. So what is your challenge, right? Your psychological internal challenge is the Four of Pentacles right now. So a lot of you may be very, very concerned about your security, moving forward, watching your resources so that you have a firm foundation. Others of you are going to be very self-protective of your heart because you don't want to get hurt in a situation. Some of you might be doing a little bit of both. Some of you, if you've been working part-time in something, you can likely end up getting, or you're wanting to get rather, because this is in your psychological block, you may be wanting to get more of a full-time position, more of a commitment from that particular job, right? But maybe the offer's not coming through. But it's this element of protection that's so psychologically driven that and I understand that, especially with Jupiter in your 12th house, because Jupiter tends to expand what it's in, and in that it's in your house, Pisces, ruled by, you guys are ruled by Neptune. It's a very sacrificial energy. So Jupiter is going to heighten where you feel like you maybe had to martyr yourself in order for various things to work, whether it's relationship, family situation, work situation, anything like that. So you're likely going to be feeling this right now, through the end of the year. And that could serve to be a bit of a challenge for you, right? But we have in the near future, we have the Page of Wands. So Page always indicates a new cycle, and Wands are will, passion, and motivation. So there is this energy to express yourself. So this tells me that's good news about some sort of project that requires negotiation is going to be going on or coming in. For a lot of you, it's a very busy time at work. This can bring a new offer for many of you. But this is the thing. It could be an offer of a new job, a new project, a new relationship, a new friendship, something new coming in. And you're feeling pretty excited and pretty amped up about it. But when you look at it more closely, there's something about either the situation, the person, the offer, whatever it is that's coming in, may not be exactly what you would like or expect, what you were expecting maybe, but will still appeal to you in theory. So, you're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater here. You're not. You're still going along with something, even though something might not be everything that you think it is. You might be a little underwhelmed by a particular offer that comes in. And that's for many of you. For others of you, you're just in this space where you want to express yourself. Remember, Wands are will, passion, motivation, but it's also a phallic symbol for sex. And Page, as the young'un of the court, can indicate immaturity. So you might be feeling a little immature, might be dealing with somebody who's a little immature when it comes to intimacy. You know what I'm saying? So, just something to keep in mind, just something to keep in mind. You might be feeling very pushed in that direction. And there are many reasons why people go through periods like that in their life, right? Maybe they're just sick and tired of not meeting anybody and just like, I don't even care anymore. I'm just going to go out and just meet people and do whatever. Obviously, be careful if that's the path you're choosing to take. Or you might be dealing with somebody, you know, who is like that. But inside of you, you're going to be feeling this unbelievable feeling that you just want to express yourself and you want connection. You're going to be feeling this. And honestly, in October, for many of the reasons that I lay out in the astrology reading that I did, we're going to be feeling a very primal, very raw kind of energy when it comes to intimacy. And when it comes to us really wanting to be heard, there's a raw sensitivity that's very, like there's a thin line between love and hate. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, sort of thing going on. And then the final outcome energy, we have the Judgment. So for some of you, depending on where you're at, for some of you, well, everybody's doing, all Pisces are going to be doing this sort of like assessing of the past. You can't not with those energies in the 12th house, for goodness sake, but you're going to be doing a lot of assessment of the past, letting go of the past, making a decision about the past, and spiritually waking up, right? And we've been talking about this for a while for you guys, Pisces, right, for sure. Now, some of you, though, are going to be moved to reconcile with somebody, and I know a lot of you are like, hell no, woman, I know. I know, I read your comments, right? But some of you are going to be pushed to reconcile with someone from your past if they were good for you, only if they were good for you. Others of you are going to be in a different space where you're going to be able to reconcile things that didn't work out in the past, why they didn't work out, so that you can identify the commonality in things so that you don't continue to have any sort of situation like that happen in future relationships, right? It's as simple as that, having to do with relationships. But some of you are going to be like, all right, look, in that moment, back then, we all did the best we knew how. I forgive you. You forgive me. Let's leave it where it is. Some of you are going to be having that same conversation, but you're ending it with, let's give it another go. It depends on what else is going on in your chart. Now, if this has to do with career or money, this is different. This is acknowledgement for your success coming in and your finances getting better. For others of you that aren't resonating with relationship or career money, you might, you might, and I feel like you already have this in your energy, for those of you who are going to resonate with this, but you might be thinking about a property, but it's like an older property, or an old, so maybe like an area that you used to live in, or a house you used to live in, maybe a childhood home, or being very interested in purchasing an older home or something like that. Some of you may be in that space, you know? With the Page of Wands and that, it's like, come on, let's go. Let's try something new. Let's go to a different area. Oh, I like this old house. Or maybe an area where you used to live. Maybe you're going back to where, you know, where you put down your roots originally in your younger life. Okay, so these are the general messages for the beginning of October. Let's go into relationship. And I'm just going to be pulling a past, present, future, final outcome, and clarifies with some oracles for relationship, okay? A little different. I'm going to just try to get like a full relationship read out, hopefully at some point next week. So I know a lot of people do appreciate the more in-depth reads when it comes to relationship. I just couldn't possibly fit them in every single reading. I hope you understand that. Okay. What's happening here. All right, let's pull. I'm going to pull all the energies and then we'll talk. Okay, so let's pull this oracle. Let chance play its creative role in your life. Ooh, don't try to micromanage anything, because other things are at play, Pisces. Yes. especially with Neptune in your first house. I mean, Neptune is so much, there's so much karma attached to Neptune in the first house, is the house that contains the most amount of karma. Very interesting. Dream a beautiful dream. I love it. And what does that mean? Dream a beautiful dream. Let your mind go there, right? Create in your mind, right? Create some sort of illustration in your mind's eye about what it is that you would really like to be in relationship, either the current relationship that you're in or some sort of relationship moving forward. Okay, we have sexuality came out. I knew it. I don't know why I knew that. I think that's why I said that. That reference about the primal urges. I just feel like you guys are going to be feeling it quite intensely. Rejuvenate following sexuality. All right, listen. Okay, let's go to the tarot first, shall we? All right, so we have in the recent past Page of Wands, Hierophant energy. Wow, okay. Okay, so Pisces, for some of you, I feel like that you, in the recent past, you were putting yourself out there to meet somebody new because you actually really want to either get married or be in a very serious, deep, committed relationship, which is very Piscean, right? But it's that Page of Wands energy is kind of putting yourself out there in a very, like, open fire energy, right? But again, I feel like something may have come in. There's this idea of making sure somebody, first of all, walks their talk. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of, but yet at the end of the day, when it comes to like this expectation and the need to conform, which is always indicated with the Hierophant energy, what is expected of you in relationship might not be 100% comfortable for you, or you vibing, or in the recent past, or you vibing that an energy that you were involved with, they didn't want to step up and conform to what the relationship needed in order to grow, So you might have been dealing with a very immature energy here in the past, if it wasn't you. And the reason I'm saying that, please understand, with the relationship reads, and it doesn't matter my reading, anybody else's readings, understand that when you're dealing with the energy of a relationship, it's so enmeshed that you really, the best way to understand relationship reads are very holistically, which means listen to all the messages and then pull and apply to your particular situation as you see fit, because you know the truth right under it all. So there is this energy of immaturity, right? Somebody not really wanting to step up and conform, Right now we have the 10 of Pentacles, and it's clarified by the 5 of Coins. So, the 10 of Cups, rather. And the 10 of Cups is a beautiful energy. It's Mars and Pisces, right? It's about family, contentment, recognizing the benefits of security. Great for family, communication, romance, all of that stuff. Really beautiful, right? But that's being clarified by the 5 of Coins. So you're feeling a sense of lack in this area. So for some of you, let's say you're in a family situation, right? But you guys might be struggling with money. There might be a testing of resources or financial issues or fear of financial issues. Some of you may be literally fearing maybe losing your home or going too deep into debt, right? Where finances is an issue. If finance isn't an issue, this could have to do with the pain in something not working out, or in the pain of that you're dealing with somebody passing away that you loved very much, right? You have a lot more support than you realize here, but it does seem like this sense of lack is an issue right now in the relationship area for you. So some of you maybe were dealing with this energy in the past and you're not with that person anymore. Maybe you are with that person now, but you're feeling this sense of lack, which is getting in the way of you being truly happy with this person. Now, in the near future, Pisces, I see the 10 of Wands here, and then we have the 3 of Wands. Okay, look, the 10 of Wands is about I can't do this anymore. Overwhelm, responsibility, feeling very burdened, overloaded demands. It's just too much, too busy, but overwhelmed. Not being able to deal with all of the issues that need to be dealt with in the relationship, either by you, by them, or maybe a little bit of both of you. Clarifying that we have the 3 of Wands. So let me explain the different ways that this could actually manifest for some of you, because this is a Sun and Aries card, right? And this is very much about turning one's back on the past. So this is the deal, though. For some of you, There have been a lot of heavy issues that need rectifying within the relationship. Things have been challenging for you for a while. And this is like, that's it. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. And this is somebody else coming in and saying, no, 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 I don't want to lose you. Let's get married. Let's move away somewhere. Let's do A, B, and C. Some of you, that's going to be it. For others of you, if you're in a relationship and nobody's going anywhere, this Ten of Wands can indicate to me that your life is so busy with work, with children, with A, B, and C, that you're ignoring the relationship. You're just so overwhelmed that the whole idea of relationship is just so like besides every point in your life right now, other than for you to identify and them to identify that you guys maybe aren't really very happy, right? And so what is the resolve for that? This Three of Wands energy is, all right, turn your back on the past. Maybe you guys are going to go on vacation, or you're going to sit down and have a really good conversation about how to deal with things in a different way in the relationship, because the Three of Wands is about unconventional. So you're going to be dealing with things in an unconventional way, in a different way. For some of you, you're making the decision to end a relationship and you're being called forth by somebody to move forward. Okay, this idea of moving forward. Very busy energy though, busy, intense energy, and realizing plans though. So it's challenged, but it's balanced out with this fabulous energy. So it's like you reach this point where I can't do it anymore, and then something else happens. Somebody comes in and you're going in a different direction. We have the Two of Swords, and it's clarified by the Six of Coins. So the Two of Swords is being in an emotional stalemate with yourself, and you need to make a decision. This is literally a moon in Libra, which is what the new moon is in. But it's time to think, right? It's time to think, because you have to make a decision. You want to protect yourself, but this situation isn't going away. So you're better off resolving it and just saying what you need to say once and for all, even if you haven't spoken to the person in a while, or maybe they're in your life right now. I'm getting this feeling like there's something on your chest that you need to get off. And that's being clarified by the Six of Coins, which is actually a really nice energy. This is Moon in Taurus. This has to do with property, family, generosity. If you've been struggling financially, things getting better, money coming to you. If it's not money, it's connection coming to you. Somebody from your past can be offering you support emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, right? Something like that. Now, so because we're in Mercury retrograde season, Pisces, you might be talking to somebody from your past. You might be hearing from somebody from your past, and that could be creating this unbelievable confusion for you as well. Others of you, if money has been a situation within your relationship, somebody helping you guys out, right, as a couple, it would indicate there. But your confusion may also be having to do with how much do you actually want to help someone? In other words, you might be dealing, for example, let's say you meet somebody new and they disclose to you that they're struggling financially and your money is pretty okay. Do you offer that person the support who you don't know that well, or do you not? For some of you, that's going to be a thing. This yes, no, what should I do? But whatever it is, there's something that on your end that needs to be expressed. Again, I just encourage you to just run it through your filter before you do anything. Okay, so let's take all of these. Let chance play its creative role in your life. So I love that. This is great. Taking a chance. This is like a very Jupiter energy, right? It really is. And Venus is moving actually from Scorpio in your 9th house into Sagittarius in your 10th house. So Venus is going to be sitting in that 10th house, which has to do with your long-term plans, where it is that, public reputation, you're standing in the world. It's really a nice energy as well for your career, Pisces, absolutely. But I should have mentioned that earlier. I mentioned it in the astrology video. But let chance play a role in its life. Dream a beautiful dream. I indicated what that meant before. Really, you sit down and figure out what it is that you really, really want very subjectively. We have the idea of sexuality is playing a role here. So how comfortable do you feel with your sexuality in the area of intimacy, in the area of allowing yourself to be small and vulnerable? And I'm feeling like a lot of you were struggling with that, right? Because we got that Four of Pentacle energy before. I do get a feeling like a lot of you are very protective, or very defensive, or very It's not that you don't want love, but there's something that's getting in the way of you feeling comfortable to allow yourself to be open and vulnerable, right? But right, the energy here is like, let yourself be open, allow that, sort of like just throw everything out on the carpet there and rejuvenate, right? I just do feel like these two are connected. So really, I'm feeling like this come on, Pisces, take a chance on something here. Take a chance, but only if it's good for you. So if you're in something really healthy, it's not going to last in this energy. It's just not, my friends. It's not. As we have these energies coming out of retrograde and things start moving forward, there's going to be so much clarity. You're going to be like, well, what am I doing? A lot of you are going to be leaving stuff that you know damn well is not good for you. If you feel pulled back to revive something that's been dead and you know it's not going to go anywhere, really hold yourself back from taking part in that. You know, if you know the bones of it weren't good, you know what I mean? If, you know, everybody's got to be very, very honest for something to happen having to do with the past in this energy. Very honest. So if you know you're dealing with somebody, or if you know within yourself you're just not willing to go there, it's not even worth revisiting, right? It's just not. But I feel like a lot of you are going to be in that space of transitioning away from something that wasn't working. And if you're not moving towards something that is working, specifically with an individual, you're at least cleaning out your closets so that once the new year comes around and everything is direct, you're open to receive a healthy relationship. It's worth the little bit of wait, right? And that is what I have for you, my Pisces friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for hanging with me. You guys have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.